The question is, should I use a realtor when I sell my house or should I sell it myself? Well, let me tell you my experience. I have sold several homes both ways. I want you to know that I'm not trying to convince you either way. I've done both. I used to rehab houses, my husband and I sold a lot of homes. I'm 82, so I've lived in a lot of homes and sold my own homes, moved several times. Here are some of the advantages. And things have kind of changed too. The big advantages, I don't know about this number that I'm going to shoot out here to you, but you can look it up yourself maybe, that you will actually get more for your home through a realtor. Now, the number that I read was that you would get like 34% more for your home if you use a realtor. That is something to consider. The other thing is negotiating prices, negotiating things in your home, or maybe problems you have in your home that need to be fixed. There's just so many things that it just makes you so nervous and so unsure of yourself. They're like a buffer that you'll have. Now, we're talking about getting a good realtor. Don't just get a friend of the family. This is your home. Get a good realtor. Somebody, sometimes you can get a realtor that is very hungry to get your listing and they're very new and they're going to shoot you a big price. Like, oh no, I can get this much out of your home. Oh, I think your house is worth, such and such. But some of the other realtors have not been telling you that. So you're like, oh, I'm going to go with them because they say they can get more. They're just doing that to get your listing because they should be able to pull up all the homes that have sold in your area in the last 6 months and exactly what they got for what they sold for, not what they're asking for. That's two different things. Two different things. You can ask for anything. And the prices at homes get changed all the time. There used to be a lot of bidding wars for homes. You don't see that much anymore. Things are just slowed off right now. So that has a lot to do with it too. Sometimes you'll get a potential buyer that can't even qualify for a loan. They've not been to the bank. And that is one of the first things you need to do. You need to know what you qualify for. What price range. There could be people looking at your home and they can't even begin to qualify for it. They're wasting your time. It, it it's very, it can be very wearisome. It really can. It can burn you out. And you don't want that because it'll just show on your face and in your demeanor when you show in the house. So when you have a realtor, they'll take care of all that. They're not going to waste their time or your time bringing them through your house, having you clean the house up, getting the dog out, and all the stuff you have to go through for nothing, for just a big waste of time. So you don't have to go through that. Let them see if this is a good buyer or not. When a potential buyer sees a house for sale by owner, what goes through their mind? Well, they're not going to have to pay a realtor's fee. The sellers aren't. So I'm going to give them a lower offer. Because after all, they're not paying the realtor. They think they should get it cheaper. Did you ever think about that? It just happens. It's just human nature. Oh, a very important thing. When you list with a realtor, you're on the MLS listing, multiple listing. And so people, you're going to be open to a big world of people, all kinds of people, even people out of state who maybe you're going to move into this state. How are you going to beat that, really? It's hard. So it's a real big one right there. Another one. Sometimes family or friends want to go through you and buy your home. You know, it causes you to want to sell it for less. But if you are listed with a realtor, you can say, no, I can't. I have already signed over it with the realtor. I have an agreement, so I can't be doing this. So you'll have to go through them. Hey, that's going to save a lot of hurt feelings and you losing a lot of money. The realtors have easy access to seeing homes that have sold in your area in the last 6 months. And they can pull all that up, and they should do that, of course. A good realtor will come to you, show you every home, and then they can say to you, this is what I think would be a good price to list it at. If you list too high, then your house is going to get stale on the market because most, most of the time people are not going to buy if it's too high. I mean, they can go on Zillow, Zillow, and you can go on there and see what a home is worth and what they've been selling for. People now are very knowledgeable. They know you can't pull the wool over their eyes. So the realtor can sit down with you and, you know, it's just good to have that knowledge right there in front of you. You might be surprised that your house is worth more than what you thought, or it might be more. And like I said, different years, different periods of time, the homes go up and down. And if you're just going to buy another home, I wouldn't worry about it because, okay, let's say the houses are not going for much right now. But when you go to buy, it's going to be the same thing. The house will cost as much. If the homes are way up in price and you're waiting for that, well, oh, houses are getting a lot of money now. But then when you go to buy a house, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be very expensive. So it's something to consider. Talking about the house getting stale on the market, when that happens, from what I understand, when you first put the house up for sale, and this is true, those are your best buyers, the first ones that show up. They're ready to buy. They're enthused. They're really wanting to look. If you've got the house up for too much and they walk away, and some people come and they walk away, those were good buyers you lost. Now, the house is going to be sitting there on the market, and people naturally, I do it myself, think, ooh, that house has been on the market for a long time. I wonder what's wrong with it. Somebody else must have seen something they didn't like about it. That's why it didn't sell. Wonder what it is. Is there just something about that house they don't like? All this stuff by human nature goes through your head. So, yes, find out a good, fair price for your home. Who knows? Maybe when you do that and you get two buyers, or maybe three, then there is a bidding war. That could work for you. Now, as I said, things have changed. Before people come straight to your home, and they will do that too, but a lot of people go to Zillow or they go all over on the internet and they find places to see your home. But what can they see? They see photos first. That's the first thing. If they don't like that photo, they're not going to look at your home. Now, the realtor, most of them have a photographer that works for them, and they come out and they take professional photos. Like, to tell you the truth, like, they'll show the living room. It looks so big, so spacious. And then you go there like, oh, this doesn't look quite as big. But it gets them there. That's the thing. But they just can do it. It's just like in the magazines, they're professional. They take food, how they can take a picture of food and make it look so much better than what it really is. But it's part of the game. You got to do it. So that's an advantage when they can come out. Plus, they're looking at your house with eyes like you don't have. They're looking at your house like you've never seen it before. And they're saying, too much furniture here. We need to do this. We need to do that. Move this here, move that there. Let them do it. This is not the way you should look at your home now. Is not that you're living in it and how you want it. It's what the buyer might want, how they're seeing it. That's all you care now. Don't worry about if you're comfortable or not. Got to kind of put that up away for a while. But if she, ask her, say, could you give me some ideas of what I should do in here before we take these photographs? It's so helpful, just fresh eyes, because you've lived in that home for a while and you just quit seeing it like other people see it. And another thing, the paperwork. I mean, I've done it. I've went to like Office Max or something, and you can buy the paperwork. Um, you can do that. I'm not saying not to do it. I've done it. I hate paperwork. I hate all that stuff. They take care of it. They do this all the time. They set the closing up for you. They're there for you during closing to help you with answering things before you sign it or any changes or things that might come up at closing. They're there for you. So, is it worth it paying that commission to your realtor? I'm at the point now, I've done it both ways. I would say I'd never sell my house again by myself. I really wouldn't. It's not worth it to me. But like I say, I have done it. Oh, here's another thing. I'm hoping I'm not missing anything. Maybe when I get done with this, I should have said. About once a week, it's according to the office, the Realtor State Office. About once a week, everyone, they have these tours of all the new listings and new homes that are going on the market. And that way, all the realtors in the office can go through these homes so that they're well acquainted with them to help them get sold. Uh, okay. Some people, love to negotiate to the point of just really making a mistake. Because if you whack away at a realtor's fee, and don't forget this, if they don't sell it themselves and another realtor does, they have to split that and they have to give some to their office. They are not as, they will sell your home, but they're not as anxious to sell your home as one where they're getting a decent fee. I'm not saying you shouldn't negotiate, but you want them to be really enthused about getting your house sold. So I hope this helps some. I'm not going to make this any longer. I think my next one's going to be on selling it yourself, which, as I say, I've done that, and I'm done with it. Okay, guys, let me know if you enjoyed this, and please subscribe. I'm getting close to 15,000. I could use your help. God bless all of you. Bye bye.